The first time I tasted Bete Noire, I thought it was the most delicious, rich, smooth, complex dessert I had ever eaten. La Bête is difficult for Americans. Years later, while taking the class in Paris, I was told the reason Bete Noire is so difficult is that one must follow the rules exactly, and Americans aren't good at following rules. But I have found that the dessert is really quite simple if you follow the French rules. No American shortcuts are allowed. To make La Bête Noire, you'll need 1 cup of water, 1/2 cup of sugar, 1 stick of unsalted butter, 14 ounces of a dark semi-sweet chocolate. Look for something with over a 70% cocoa content. 5 eggs. You'll also need 3 sheets of heavy aluminum foil, an aluminum pan or baking dish to create a bain-marie, and a parchment-lined spring mold pan. For your ganache, you'll need 3/4 of a cup of heavy whipping cream, 6 ounces of dark bittersweet chocolate, and a flat bottom pan. Your first step is to preheat your oven to 350 degrees, and in a saucepan over heat, you want to add your 1 cup of water, to which you'll add your sugar. You'll bring this to a boil and cook it for about 5 minutes until the sugar has dissolved completely. With your flat bottom pan on low heat, add your butter and keep an eye on your sugar and water mixture. Giving it just a quick stir, you can see that your sugar has dissolved nicely, so we can take this off the heat. So while you're waiting for your butter to gently melt on the stove top, I am wrapping my springform pan in my 3 layers of aluminum foil. This, of course, is to prevent any leaking when it's in the bain-marie baking. Our butter is nicely melted, and keeping it over a very low flame, start adding your chocolate and keep whisking until it's all melted and smooth. You want to do this melt gently but thoroughly. When I learned to make Bete Noire in Paris, one of the things, again, that we were told as Americans, we weren't going to make a good Bete Noire because we don't have the right kind of chocolate. But if you search it out, it's very available now. There was a time we couldn't get the high percentage of cocoa chocolates here, but they are available now. And it really makes a difference. You won't get the same result using just plain semi-sweet chocolate chips. Once your mixture is beautifully smooth, as you can see, now it's time to add your sugar water. Just whisk it in. I've cracked our 5 eggs, and I'm going to give it just a little bit of a pre-whisk before we start adding it to the chocolate mixture. It just makes the incorporation of the eggs so much easier. Like with all recipes where you're incorporating eggs into chocolate, you're looking for that smooth, silky, satiny texture. So now your beautiful chocolate mixture is just poured into your springform pan. So our cake is ready to go into the bain-marie, into the aluminum baking pan, to which I'm going to add enough water to bring it about halfway up the sides of the pan. I'm using about 2 cups of water. Our Bete Noire is now ready for the oven, 350 degrees for 50 minutes. To make your ganache, it's quite simple. You start with, in this case, I'm using 3/4 of a cup of heavy whipping cream, which I'm bringing to a gentle simmer, at which time I will take it off the heat and stir in the chocolate, and then we will pour it over the top of our cooled cake. Once your cream has come to a gentle simmer, turn off the flame and pour all of your chocolate in. I'm using 6 ounces of dark chocolate. Take it off the heat and whisk it together. The chocolate is smooth and creamy and silky, and now it's time to pour it over our cooled cake. With your Bete Noire still in the pan, just pour your beautiful hot ganache over the top, and with your spatula just let it smooth it out to make it even. And voila, this is complete now, except for the firming up and the serving, which it will need to firm up for a couple of hours before we can slice it. So our bête noire has been in the refrigerator and the ganache is firmed up, so now it's time to take it out of the pan. With a knife, just go around the edges of the pan to loosen it. And then release your spring to separate it. And then gently lift it off. This decadent French dessert, the Black Beast, is a perfect dessert for a special occasion. I will be serving it New Year's Eve and toasting in the new year with champagne. That seems a fitting way to say goodbye to 2020 and welcome 2021.